Hello and welcome to another update video about ZILLIQA. ZILLIQA is performing well at the moment, very well in line with expectations. We talked about this upcoming correction here. In the last video I told you that I expect the price to drop further and that I would probably enter ZILLIQA at around 14 cents. Now I haven't done that yet and I haven't communicated anything to the channel members on Telegram or Discord yet, and the reason is in the last video that I mentioned that I think 14 cent will be an important support, or 14.2. Was this peak here. I did expect some support around this area, but the reason I didn't go in yet is, first of all, the way how impulsive the price is coming down at the moment. So I don't think this has stopped yet. The other reason is as well that actually this peak, because I had a look around on other exchanges, and the problem is with the decentralized or the variety of different exchanges that you have in the crypto space. You know, it's completely different if you have the New York Stock Exchange and so on. You always get the same price. But with the different exchanges that you've got where you can buy ZILLIQA, I mean, I just need to look at KuCoin and you can see that this dip is just, or this peak is just at 12 cents. And if I take a look at Binance, I can see that this peak is at 12.5 cents. And if I take a look at Huobi, right here already we've got 14.3 cents, and also at gate.io. But as I said, on the larger exchanges like KuCoin and Binance, I don't have that peak that high, so it's only at around 12 cents. So therefore I decided not to go in yet, and it proved to be the right decision because we are dropping further. This did not provide any support here, only minor support maybe here. But I showed you in the last video that we can expect that correction, and showed you the Elliott wave count in the last video that we can count this here as a first impulse to the upside. That we start here at the low and then we can count this here as the... No, 1 second. I need to... we can count this here as a wave 1, 2 probably, and then we started with our wave 3, 4, 5. Now that is one way of counting it, and then you could argue that if we count it like that, and if this here was a wave 1, 2, this is a 3, 4, this is a 5, that you had here an overshooting wave B, so that we're doing here something like, and that is because it was so bullish, that we had an A, B, C is coming down now, So this is absolutely possible, and and typically what you do is one possible target level and one likely target level for the wave C is to the 1.618 Fibonacci extension of the wave A, and that is here at 13.7 cents. That's pretty much where we are currently. I mean, that is interesting, and we're getting there. But I think now that we obviously broke the previous Fib level here at 16 cents, I think we're going to see the next one. And also the way we are currently coming down here, we're not slowing down at all. I think we should see here the 13 cent certainly. So I'm quite happy I haven't gone in yet. And to be honest, since the peak, we're now looking at a very, very nice discount of around 40%, which is nice and which is where it's getting interesting. But I think we're going to drop a little bit further. Certainly, I think to the previous highs here. And as I said, on some exchanges, it's 12.5 cents. Here it's 12 cents. So I think here we're going to at some point find some support, maybe already at 13 cents at that next Fib level, which would here also be, and that is also where we currently can find support, and probably also why we, so maybe why we currently find support here and not drop that much further here. This is because we've got this wave B here, this larger wave B. If I zoom out, you can see that here, and this is pretty much at the current level at 13.5 cents. So from the 5th of September, that peak, I think that is currently providing support actually. So this is getting interesting, but the way we are coming down here, we're not seeing any strong support or anything. And it looks like we're increasing the downtrend currently. We're increasing the downtrend. I mean, here on the 4-hour chart, you can see that by just looking at the momentum on the MACD, you're just increasing that again, Also here the RSI is not yet overbought. I think we can find some support when we're oversold on the 4-hour chart, the RSI, and I'll keep a close eye on that on this because I find ZILLIQA very interesting, but it was just overbought. It just was. And as always, people then, when it's getting too bullish, nobody's expecting again a retracement. But I told you all along, if we're getting overbought on the 8-hour chart, on the daily, on the weekly, then it's time to think about a correction. And there we go. There we go. So much more space to the downside. You can see the negative momentum increasing on the 8-hour chart, MACD. The RSI just going into the bearish range below 50. Here the daily chart only just coming out of the overbought range. I think where this one could find support certainly is around the 50 mark. Yeah, that would, however, indicate and correlate with even lower prices on the price chart. And yeah, the 4-day chart, which is very meaningful, still pushing higher with the momentum on the MACD and only just coming out of the overbought range as well. And the weekly was nearly overbought as well, so it's coming down now as well. But we need to, at the moment, it's interesting to take a look at the shorter time frame. So there is much more downside potential. And as I said, when you get that bearish crossover on the daily, I think we're going to drop more. So at the moment, the message is, you know, I can't exactly tell you when this downtrend is going to stop. I think there will be support here currently. Obviously, we have support at the moment at this wave B high. Now, if you lose that, then I think we're going to go down to that 12 cent, 12.5 cent level. Yeah, and if you lose that, then we're looking here at around the 10 cent mark. Now, generally for retracement of this as a first impulse, yeah. So if we take a look and assume this here was really the first impulsive wave and we can interpret it as that, then taking a look at the Fibonacci retracement levels, and we would then have to assume that the price is coming down to at least the 50% retracement level. That would be here at around 12.5 cents. So if we assume that, because this would be a wave 2, and in a wave 2 you normally come back at least to that 50% retracement level. So as I said, that's at around 12.5 cents, but it can go down all the way to the 88.7% Fib level. So it's a fairly large target area now, but usually it also, you know, I won't go down now to the 88.7. We need to see how the price is going to react to it. The ideal level would be that 10.5 cent level, the 61.8% Fib level. That is the most likely one typically, but it oftentimes is the case that you're also coming down a little bit more in the in a wave 2. Okay, so it remains now very interesting, but bear in mind nothing moves down in a straight line, so you might see some temporary upside before we come down further. What I will personally do, maybe add a small position here around the 12.5 cent mark with lower yeah, just with less money, yeah, because I would primarily assume lower prices in that wave 2. But what we generally have to understand is that because ZILLIQA came into this target range here, yeah, in green, which is sitting between the 88.7% Fib level and the 78.6, between 2.9 cents and 5.5, this is where most cryptos are turning around. And this is what ZILLIQA did as well. And I think ZILLIQA can really have seen the low already. It's performed a first impulse. It's performing now the first correction after that larger correction. And after that, we should see a wave 3 that should push the price even higher again. Yeah. But before that, I think there will be further downside potential. And while I actually talk, we are dropping further into the direction of that 12.5 cent level. And I will make channel members aware on Telegram and Discord if I decide to open a position here. That would be a longer term swing trade position where I will yeah, take profits at the larger peaks here, the next major wave to the upside. So it's going all according to plan. Really pleased about that, and hopefully here on this channel I helped you not to FOMO in at these levels around 20 to 23 cents, yeah, because I've been telling you that the correction will be coming and that we were just overbought. So that there is usually always, even if it doesn't seem like that, but there is usually always another entry point at a later stage. And I think for ZILLIQA, we're getting close to that fairly soon. All right, that's my view here on ZILLIQA. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.